Lux your way with the Lux Cravings boxes from Taco Bell. There's the classic $5 box, the indulgent $7 box, and a whole new obsession in the $9 box, the flaming hot grilled cheese burrito. Try the Lux Cravings boxes at Taco Bell today.
How's your day going?
Going good. Thank you. Yes.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
As sports fans, we may cheer for different teams, but there's one thing that we can all agree on. We want the game to be big. And with 3 levels, 30 cabanas, a 143-foot screen, 6 clean pools, and endless cold drinks, it doesn't get any bigger or any better than Stadium Swim in Las Vegas. All sports, all seasons. It's more than a pool deck. Stadium Swim. It's the only thing like it in the world.
Bronco Nation will not score, Jackson pours. Each game I score a touchdown, head to Jackson's on Monday for a 49-cent fountain drink with Let's Go rewards. And don't forget your free banana, Jackson's. Let's go.
It's the all-wheel drive event at Lithia Ford of Boise. From hunting trips to ski trips to trips to Grandma's house. Nobody does AWD like LFB, Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Find your sun with Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea. Made with real iced tea and real vodka. Cold, refreshing, and made for moments like these all year long. Let the good times cruise with Sun Cruiser.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust Roepaint.com to get that job done right.
It's time for the Jackson's Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News. We're breaking down the game with highlights, interviews, analysis, and most importantly, you. Give your thoughts on the game in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a message on the Signature Roofing voice box at speakpipe.com/BNN. The BNN Postgame Show is presented by Jackson's, where you can get a 99-cent 16-ounce coffee or refill with Let's Go rewards. Need snacks or a cold drink? Visit one of the 300 Jackson's locations today. BNN broadcasts come from the Sun Cruiser Studios. Sunny days call for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. Crack open a Sun Cruiser and let the good times cruise. The title sponsor of Bronco Nation News is Roepaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. For all your painting needs, check out Roepaint.com. Now, let's go courtside to the Sun Cruiser Studios and join BJ Rains for the Jackson's Postgame Show on Bronco Nation News.
Well, what a finish. The free throw is missed. St. Mary's with a final chance to win the game. He slips and falls. Kip Kissinger, the number 1 ranked ref at KenPom, says no foul. And Boise State hangs on for a dramatic 68-67 win over St. Mary's here at the Mountain America Center in Idaho Falls. My name is BJ Rains. Welcome on in to the Mountain America Center in Idaho Falls. Long day of travel getting here, but man, it was worth it. How about that, Bronco Nation? Boise State hangs on 68-67. And again, no foul call on the final play of the game. Looked like he tripped and fell a little bit, but I'll tell you what, a Mountain West official probably makes that call. Boise State hangs on, wins. They nearly blew it. They were winning by 14 points with 4 minutes to go. And Boise State able to hang on and get just a huge win. And we're going to kick this thing off with a live interview here. We got a headset for you here. Drew Fielder, nice enough to jump on and join us. And wow, man, that was quite the game. I guess the final score and the win's all that matters, man. Congrats.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, land the plane. That's all it is. Obviously, we need to get on that film, and we need to be better at the end of the game. We did about everything we could do to lose that one, but hey, man, land the plane. That's it. That's a great win.
What I mean, yeah, you're up 14, some turnovers. You're having a little bit of trouble there, obviously, inbounding the ball and things. But just take us through that kind of chaotic stretch as they were making the comeback, and then obviously the final play that the free throws missed, but you guys played good D and got no call there at the end, and you hang on.
Yeah, I mean, credit to them. They're a great team. They do what they do, and they do it well. They're great at the end of the game. They're disciplined. They did everything they could do to try and steal that game. But I mean, hey, we held on. We executed when we could, and man, all you gotta do is learn from it. That's it. Obviously, we want to be better, but hey, great win. That's all that matters.
What was the kind of the talk in a couple of those timeouts? And you guys had the great play call there. I know you weren't here last year, but reminiscent of a game against New Mexico in the Mountain West tournament where they threw it deep like that, and you got the layup to get back up 4. But what was kind of in the timeouts and just in the huddles there, you guys? What was kind of the talk about trying to kind of keep your composure there as they started to come back in the game?
I mean, this was our game. It was our game to win. We knew it from the start. We just got to take care of the ball. That's it. We got to be poised and take care of it better. And I have full confidence that we're going to be able to do that in the future. This is a great learning experience. We've been learning, and now we're on a roll. So I'm so excited for this team.
What was your vantage point on the final play there? And then when the clock runs out and there's no foul call and you realize it's over, kind of what are the emotions like, man?
I know my heart jumped for a second. I was like, oh, shoot. But, hey, they did a great job. Our guys, our guards, and our wings have done such a great job. So we just got to keep getting better and keep executing. But I'm so happy with the way we won that. It was a gritty game. They were physical. Credit to them. Again, they do what they do and they do it well. So great job to them. But hey, great win. Let's keep it rolling, Broncos.
What was the battle like on the interior there with the 7-footers and the rebounds? And you guys were up by 3 at halftime in the rebounds. They ended up out rebounding you in the second half by 5. But quite the battle there on the inside.
Hey, man, yeah, those are some big bigs. And I mean, they're smart. They're coached well to wedge in there and use their big bodies. They use their strength well. But I thought we did a great job battling. I thought everyone did a great job coming in and stealing the rebounds from them. Dom did such a great job. Dom's a freaking battler. Happy birthday to him. But man, it's just great when we got such a cohesive team and so many guys who want to rebound and who go so hard to go rebound. It's a fun team to play for. Because I know when I'm battling as hard as I can, I know I got help. So that makes me want to go even harder. So it's great.
22 points for you, 10 of 17 from the field. You hit a couple threes, and you had a couple stretches there, man. When you get that confidence rolling, you just want that ball, and you were kind of taking over the game there in stretches.
Yeah, I mean, my teammates and coaching staff do such a great job and put me in great positions and let me, eat. And they do a great job giving me the ball. And so I really appreciate to them. But it's just, I give all the credit to them. They do so good, and they've instilled so much confidence in me. So when I get rolling, they come right back to me, and it feels really good to be in that position because then they start coming, and I just start, spinning it back out to them. So it's great. It's really fun basketball.
635 people here in the chat. They're got a lot of great comments for you. Thanks for saving Bronco Nation weekend here. Hell of a win. Somebody said thanks for becoming a Bronco. When you had that change of heart, that last minute decision, man, to come here and play for this team. I mean. Is this, obviously winning championships, getting to the tournament? I mean, you had big goals, but is this team starting to play like the team that you saw when you decided to come here?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I thank myself waking up every single day that I did that little flip. Like I've said multiple times, man, I just wake up excited to get to the gym, excited to work with these guys. I mean, they all work so hard and they're all good people. So it's fun. It's really fun basketball. It's a fun atmosphere to be a part of. So, man, I'm having a blast. Let's keep it going.
You think about where you guys were a month ago and how the season started to where you are now entering conference play. I mean, 8-3, 2 quad one wins. Even your other losses in Maui were super close and competitive. I mean, you guys got to feel really good. 4-game winning streak going into conference now, and like I said, two big time wins in the last 8 days here, whatever it is, 7 days. Butler, and now this one. Everything's kind of coming together right now.
I mean, yeah, the wins feel good, and we want to keep it going, but man, does not matter anymore. We got to prep again and just get right back to our bread and butter, which is our preparation and our work to win this next game. All we think about is we're 1-0. Let's win the next one. It does feel great to get on a roll and do what we could do in the non-con, but hey, it's time to really go now. So we're just worried about getting to the next game and getting 1-0 again. So it's been great.
And that starts in Reno on Saturday with conference play. What's the excitement level just to get into conference play now and start that goal towards winning a conference title?
Hey, man, we're all ecstatic. We want to just get right to them. We want to go attack. We're confident, and we're prepared to humbly prepare and humbly work, and then go and play our behinds off. That's it. So,
well, I know it's going to be a long bus ride back home tonight, but going to be a lot more fun probably, and maybe go a little bit quicker after this one.
For sure. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it, Drew. Congratulations again, man. 22 points, and you got everybody fired up here in the chat. Your mama says we're a basketball school now there, Drew. So appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot. Safe travels back. Drew Fielder joining us here live on the Jackson's post-game show. We appreciate him for joining us. Thanks to Chris with Boise State for helping us pull that off. We may get another player, hopefully, and I know Leon Rice is going to join us up here as well. We're up here on the second floor, kind of way in the corner here, so they have to come up the stairs, and nice enough for them to help facilitate these interviews for us here in Idaho Falls. But hopefully, let me know if the volume was okay on Drew, if the volume's okay on mine as well. I don't have the headset because one of them broke somewhere between LA and Salt Lake. So we'll have to fix that, but we have one headset working. I gave it to our guest, so I can't hear. So hopefully it sounds okay. And if our volumes are good, let us know. If not, I can turn up anybody if we need to. But man, what a win. 68-67. We'll play the final play here again. And the free throw was missed by NATO. They're up by 1. Kind of a free-for-all there. St. Mary's didn't have any timeouts left. And he started to fall down there, but you see St. Mary's, really wanting a call. But bottom left, Kip Kissinger, he is the number 1 ranked ref at Ken Palm. He saw more of a trip than a foul, and no call. And the referees walk off, and Boise State has the win. And if St. Mary's was thinking about doing this game again, I can guarantee you they ain't doing that now. That's 3 years in a row where you look at the scores of this series, guys. I mean, Boise State 3 years in a row against St. Mary's here in Idaho Falls. This year they win 68-67. Last year they win in overtime 67-65. And 2 years ago, or I guess 3 years ago, the year before that, 63-60. 63-60 2 years ago, 67-65 in overtime last year, and 68-67 this year. So, 3 years, 3 dramatic games, 3 nice wins for Boise State, and certainly a big-time win for Boise State. They get the quad 1 win. They get the, second quad 1 win in 8 days. And again, a Mountain West ref may make a call there. So Kip Kissinger, literally the best official in America, according to Ken Palm. You had Marquez Pettigrew, the number 4 ranked official in this game as well. And they let the guys play for a lot and end up, letting that last play go. And I'm not sure a Mountain West ref doesn't call that. I'm not sure it was a foul, just being honest. I mean, he started to trip and fall. I'm not, trying to be a homer and say no chance, it wasn't a foul. It might have been a foul, but I'm not for sure because it looked like he was starting to kind of fall down, and fell and tripped in to Dylan Andrews there at the end. So they don't call it. He had a great view of it. They let the clock run out, and certainly St. Mary's will head back home with another tough loss, frustrating loss for St. Mary's as they head back, and Boise State 8-3 in the non-conference. And as I said on the pregame show, coming into this game, Boise State was the second team out of the NCAA tournament, according to Joe Lenardi. You have to assume this means they're in the NCAA tournament now, and they were not in the NCAA tournament when the season started. Joe Lenardi's initial bracket did not have Boise State in the tournament. So that they lost to Hawaii Pacific in the first game. Everybody said that their season was over, that their at-large dreams were dead, gone, no chance. Why play the rest of the season on day 1? And yet in the non-conference play in barely a month, Boise State actually improved from before the season with their 8-3 non-conference record. And so even with the loss to Hawaii Pacific, Boise State's 8-3 record right now is better, has put them in a better spot than before the season even started. Pretty crazy to think about that. And I would assume, as I said, right now, according to Joe Lenardi, if the NCAA tournament were today, then you'd have Boise State in the field. So we've got Leon Rice, who's going to hopefully join us. We appreciate him, and he's nice enough to come all the way up here and do this interview. He's going to walk over after he says hello to a couple folks. But, man, what a win for Boise State. 68-67. The Broncos find a way somehow, some way. But they were up 66-52. Boise State up 14 points with 4:24 to go when Dylan Andrews hit a corner three, and it looked like just Boise State was going to win by double digits. And yeah, you would have liked that. The Ken Pom numbers, the net, all that would have loved a double-digit win. But you know what? In the end, if I'd have told you before the game they're going to win by one, 99.9% of you would have taken it, and that's what it'll be. But certainly some things to work on. I think there was 4 or 5 turnovers down the stretch there late. They went on that huge run there to come back, and had trouble getting the ball in bounds, had trouble with just got kind of sped up there late in the game. But Boise State able to hang on and win the game, and they're showing Leon how to get through there. You got to go through and around. He's going to find some stairs and make his way up here shortly. But 22 points for Drew Fielder. I mean, I saw somebody in the chat say Leon needs to tell Spencer something about how to get an impact player out of the portal. I mean, look at Drew Fielder. This guy is just taking over for Boise State. And in the last several games, crazy to think he had a game where he scored 2 points, and then he has 22 again tonight, 6 rebounds. He was 10 of 17 from the field. Nobody else took more than 7 shots in this game. Drew Fielder took 17 shots for Boise State. So he when he gets going, and I'm going to move this camera so we're ready when Coach Rice comes over. When he gets going, he is just he takes over the game, and he is just super, super impressive at times, and it's fun to watch. And 22 points, 6 rebounds. Javen Buchanan had 11 points for Boise State. Dylan Andrews had 9 points in this game, 7 for Dominic Parolin on his birthday. A lot of interesting scoring numbers here. I'm looking down the line. Carmichael with 9 in 26 minutes. Nato had 2. Meadow with 4. Keene with 4. Boise State shoots 48% from the field, 31.6% from three-point range for Boise State. 31-33. They did end up getting out-rebounded by 2, but they were up in the first half in the rebounds, and then able to still hang on there in that late stretch. 33-31 was the final rebounding numbers. St. Mary's did get 10 offensive rebounds, which I know they'll be watching on the film when they and there he is, nice enough to join us. A long way up here, but made it a little easier after. Well, we appreciate Coach Rice for joining us, and much easier to make the trek to the corner up here after that win, Coach.
Wow.
Hey, final. If I'd have told you before the game you're going to win by 1, you don't care how you get there. You won the game. Congratulations. What a win.
What a great job by our guys. We had some really good minutes, when we make big runs, and we had great offense and great defense. But you got to credit St. Mary's. They can change a game. We're up 12, and we only had 10 turnovers at that time. And then it's almost like we did everything wrong in the last 4 minutes that we could do, except for a couple things. We did just enough. And the couple things were we executed our home run play.
Yes, from the New Mexico game in the tournament last year.
You got it. All right, that's why I kept R.J. Keene in there to throw it. And AG so fast, and he got it. And but again, another great job by St. Mary's, because I was trying to call timeout, and I've never seen a team get the ball out quicker and get such a quality 3, at the end, because I was trying to call timeout, and then we could have made him use more clock, and if he misses that shot, it's game over. But he makes it, and then away we go.
Yeah.
But great job, because on that last play, that kid he's missed 1 free throw. I think he's made 49 out of 50 or more. I don't know how many he made tonight, but he's not going to miss a free throw. So if you touch him and foul him on that last play, it's game over. He's going to make both of them, and you lose by one.
Here's the play, Coach.
I saw it.
Okay.
And there was a lot going on there, but when I watched it, you got to credit the officials because they refereed that play. They didn't anticipate because the kid was just falling down. He just dove into him.
You can't say it, I will, but I'm not sure a Mountain West ref doesn't, swallows the whistle on that. But Kip Kissinger, the number 1 ranked ref in the country, was 5 feet away. I mean, that's the one benefit of a Sunday afternoon game. Right. You had 3 of the top 20 refs in America out there tonight. Well, you still found plenty of time to, say a word or two to them at times. But I thought you got big time game, big time officiating crew, and that call right there was one where, like you said, he was falling down, he tripped, right. and you may have anticipated or may have had a call, and I think the correct call, and you celebrate a 1-point win,
no doubt, and because even where I was, I couldn't tell, and then when I watched that tape, I'm like, yeah, that was a great piece of officiating because that kid had one thing on his mind: to get fouled, and you can't punish the defense for the guy being out of control, off balance, and our defender was legal, and so. But like you said, that's the beauty of having the number 1 official in the country on that, because. Not because it went our way, but because it was the right call.
Coach, you did so many great things to build that lead. I know the last couple of minutes, is what it is, but to get up by 14, that second half, you went on quite the run. And man, the rebounding, you knew it was going to be tough with those guys inside. I think they ended up winning by 2, but you were battling left and right. And with those 2 7-footers in there, it is tough to get some rebounds, but I thought at key times you guys got some big ones.
Oh, no doubt. And just battled them. Like you said, they are one of the most physical teams. They're they win 90% of their games for a reason. And one of the biggest reasons is what you saw at the end. They never beat themselves, no matter what the circumstances are. And they have a slow pace. Well, then when they're down 12, they change the pace of the game. And the beauty of this is we didn't have to lose to learn. We're gonna that game in those situations. The more that you're in those, because you can practice that stuff but when you're in them more, you get the experience, and then you learn what you should and shouldn't do. We fell down 3 times in the last 4 minutes with the ball.
Yeah. I think 5 turnovers during that stretch.
Yeah. 5 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. You can't. If you just hold the ball and take a shot clock, you're better off.
And you did what I think did happen one time.
Right, but you can't go in there against them, fall down, it turns them loose. You can't go in there and just shoot against their bodies and their good contest. Because, when at that stage of the game, they're going to be more aggressive. They're going to be more physical. And they were, and our answer was falling down. So these guys, because, I want Peanut to be in there, and he drove baseline, falls down, and then he turns the ball over, and Peanut won't do that again. He'll get better at that because he's going to make those free throws.
I think in the first half, you guys were like 15 of 18 on 2-point shots.
Yeah.
You were getting a lot of points inside, but Drew Fielder, again, Coach, he's really, this last couple of weeks here, showing just why you guys went out and got him and the impact he can make. When he gets rolling there and hits a couple buckets, as you've talked about, feed the hot hand, keep it going. And he's certainly a guy that seems to play with confidence.
No doubt. He's just getting better and better, and he's improving defensively, which is so important, and he's improving on the glass, and he's kind of buying into the Boise State stuff of our toughness, and each day at practice he's getting better. Each game we come out, and that's all these guys are doing that. I think DA's growing. Instead of shooting mid ranges, he shot one of them, and then I said, I want you to shoot, just not the mid range. And then that 3 he hit from the corner was huge.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that
puts you up 14,
shooting. Right.
4:24 to go. Yeah.
Yes. And that's that's what we want him to do as a point guard. Is you can explore all you want, but lay-ins or threes, and there's a time and a place sometimes for mid range, but not with his quickness and his ability to shoot threes.
Well, 8-3 in the non-conference, Coach. Yeah. And you just think about the 2 quad 1 wins now, and the 4 wins in a row, and the momentum you have, and you got 8-3 non-con with what you did. Right. I think you would have first game regardless. I think this is a non-con. That hey, you put your guys in a position and did what you needed to do, especially after the first game. That you're now going into conference play with all your goals still attainable. You got to be really proud of this non-conference and what you guys, particularly the last 10 days here, able to do.
No doubt. And that's the sign of a great team is there are no failures. And believe me, we all felt that way after the first game. I mean, there's just learning opportunities and we grow. And these guys have really bought into that because, we felt like we hit rock bottom on day one, and you had all this stuff going on, and to their credit, they were tough enough that we just bowed our neck and we got better and better and better. And I mean, this is, I live this schedule, and I know there's recency bias. I feel it, I'm just feeling it, but this might have been, when you take night in and night out who we played.
Yes,
this might have been our best preseason.
Oh, I think it's got to be.
It's got to be.
Maybe
because,
maybe you didn't have like a Kentucky or a Michigan State or that one
Right.
kind of top 10 team, but I mean your worst team was like 200 in the net or whatever. I mean, or better than that now. I mean, it's even the supposedly easy bye games were teams that are going to have a chance to win their conference. I mean,
No doubt.
there's a reason your net is what it is. I mean,
Right.
and this is certainly going to, I mean, a 14-point win certainly would have helped that, but a 1-point win is going to do a lot of things too. I mean, 2 quad 1 wins, like you said, you're battle tested, and now you get to, like you said, go watch the film, which is much easier to do after a win.
Oh, boy.
And a pre-Christmas conference game in Reno. I know you don't want to think about that quite yet, but 8-3 non-con, and now you start that journey towards the Mountain West Championship.
No doubt. And what a great way to kick into it. We got to get our legs back under us and our minds right and keep improving. And like I said, that's what I'm most proud of these guys about, because, sometimes you can't control the outcomes and things happen and all this, but you can control how you respond, how you approach it. And these guys just seem to have a great approach that we're going to fight to keep getting better.
Well, I'm on 3 hours of sleep, Coach, coming from the
I know,
football
good
game
effort.
last night, and
Yeah.
I would say it was worth it to get here,
Yeah.
the travel to see that fit. I wasn't quite sure in the last couple of minutes, but you hang on, great win,
Yeah.
Congratulations, and like I said, 8-3. I think you got to be super pleased, and I think there's been times where you haven't wanted to look at the chat, Coach. You got all kinds of people giving you tons of praise, and you got over 1,000 people fired up, and obviously. I guess New Mexico is the next home game, their next chance to. You've had one home game in over a month. It's going to be fun to get back home and get into conference play and hopefully get that arena packed.
Yeah, now football's done. We're in a conference. We got, our next home game is New Mexico, the day before New Year's Eve, I think.
Yeah.
And, we need to start packing that place and make it the hardest place in the Mountain West to play. And, our fans that have been coming, it's been so great and makes such a difference to our guys. And, our students will be gone, so we need the community to really come out for that game.
Yeah, a lot of people said you saved the weekend for them here, Coach. So heck of a win. Congratulations. Safe travels back, and we'll see you in Reno.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach. Leon Rice, nice enough to make the trip up here to the second floor to join us after Boise State again takes down St. Mary's in dramatic fashion. Huge win, big win. So many positives to take from this, and they get it done. Final score 68-67. Boise State takes down St. Mary's here at the Mountain America Center in Idaho Falls, Idaho. So a lot of comments coming in terms of basketball postgame to have 200 plus people here on YouTube. This is a big time viewership here, and big time. I'm not going to ask the cleaning lady here to get her perspective on the win. We're not going to do that. But man, it was like I said, there's been some chats where Coach Rice may have peaked down after a loss, and there were some pretty harsh things said about him, and what a difference a couple of weeks makes. I mean, you guys think about that, and I've got plenty of tweets bookmarked and things from other fan bases in the Mountain West, even a lot of folks in this chat that kind of gave up on the season after that Hawaii Pacific loss and talked about the season being over and all this stuff, and it was a 1-point loss on the first night of the season. Anybody that honestly thought the season was over at that point just was being too irrational and not kind of, basketball is not football. One game doesn't hurt the season. And I'll say it again. They were not in Joe Lunardi's preseason bracket. They are in Joe Lunardi's bracket going into conference play. So the non-conference as a whole improved their chances of making the tournament, which is pretty crazy to believe when you put all the different things together. So I'm hoping Abe Jackson can make it up here and join us. I'm not quite sure if he's going to be able to come on over here or not. He's rolling with his stuff. Looks like Abe might be able to come join us for a couple of minutes, but keep getting your comments in, your thoughts after this one. Boise State again hangs on and wins it 68-67. And again, a lot of victory. I'm not taking a victory lap, but I am saying I think that, hey, a lot of people need to just take a relax, take a deep breath. It's a long season. And what I said at the time was Leon Rice's teams get better and they continue ascending. And it happens every year. And this team is getting better. They're fun to watch. Drew Fielder is just dominating right now. And this is a really, really fun team to watch. And I think if you're a Boise State basketball fan, you should be fired up to come to that next home game against New Mexico. And I would love to chug a Sun Cruiser, somebody said. I wish I had one. It has been the longest day ever. I'm on 3 hours of sleep and flew to Salt Lake and drove up here. And now I've got a 4-hour drive back to Boise whenever this show gets done. I would 100% love to chug a Sun Cruiser, but that will not happen until tomorrow at some point, or maybe next weekend. I'm going to Kansas City for my brother-in-law's wedding. So we got a full week here at BNN, and then we're taking the following week off for the holidays between the games, since Boise State has a break between games. But for now, we got plenty to talk about and plenty of positive things to watch, because this is what Leon Rice teams do. They lose a game early every year that they probably shouldn't. Boston College last year, a game before that, but they continue to ascend and get better. And like I said, 2 quad 1 wins. I mean, you put this into perspective. If I'd have told you right now, would you take an 8-3 non-conference, 2 quad 1 wins? I think you would say yes. And I'll check Boise State's KenPom. When the season started, let's go to this year. When the season started, they were 53 at KenPom. They are now 45 at KenPom. Boise State's we're not going to get another player. I was looking to see there. We are going to get Abe Jackson, though. Appreciate Abe for sticking around. He's got the 4-hour drive back just as I do, so we won't keep him terribly long. But when the season started, Boise State was 53 at KenPom. Right now, Boise State is 45 at KenPom. So the non-conference was a success, and we talked about it. Abe Jackson, you just got off the call with Bob Beeler, 670 KBOI, and what a game, and we'll get to the game, but just big picture first. I mean, we said on the pregame show, you win this game, your non-conference has just a dramatically different feel, and you're 8-3. You got 2 quad 1 wins. You've won 4 in a row. Like I said, your metrics have improved since the season started. Who would have ever thought that we'd be here after that Hawaii Pacific game?
I know a lot of people in your chat thread right here didn't think that we
have one of the best viewerships we've ever had right now, Abe. I told them you were coming on.
We got
213 just on YouTube. We got well over 1,000 people when you count Facebook and Twitter, and they are fired up right now about this basketball team.
It was a fantastic game, and there's some games that you look at and you say, okay, you needed to really win by a certain amount. Like if they didn't beat Duquesne by 20 and they just beat him by a couple, that'd be a little different. But then there's some games where you just say, I don't care what you do, just get a win. And that was one of these. Yes, you can talk about the last 4 minutes, but the Broncos held on. They got a turnover at the end. They beat St. Mary's for the 3rd time in 3 years. 2 years ago, it was 3 points. Last year, it was 2 points. This year, it's 1 point. So just a great win for Boise State going into conference.
Yeah, pretty crazy. 63-60, then 67-65, and now 68-67, like you said. And when they're up, I mean, I kept all second half expecting St. Mary's to make a run. You kept thinking, there's no way. But then, they kept kind of getting it to 7, 8, 9, 10, and then the Dylan Andrews 3 from the corner with 4:24 to go puts them up 14, and I finally said, okay, there isn't going to be a St. Mary. They're going to win this game rather easily. And then sure enough, right away, St. Mary's does make a crazy comeback. Boise State only has 1 field goal, I think, in the final 5 minutes of the game. It was that play from the New Mexico game last year where they get the easy layup to NATO, but 5 turnovers, I think, during that stretch. Well, what did you kind of see? And it's much easier to talk about this since they hung on to win the game, and watching that film will be a little easier, as Coach Rice said. But what did you see when they were getting a little sped up and flustered and some of the turnovers as St. Mary's was making that comeback?
Well, that's exactly what it was. I mean, you could tell they were getting sped up. It was the turnovers. It was Dylan Andrews trying to do a little bit too much that he hadn't really done all game until the last couple minutes. And then you have Carmichael trying to do a little bit too much and falling down and having a turnover as well. And then, I mean, I don't know how you explain the ball just going right through Fielder's hands and going out of bounds for that turnover. But, that's going to be a great 4 minutes to look back on when conference hits, because you're going to have other games that come down to that, whether you're up 12 or whether you're up maybe 6 with a minute and a half left, and you got to find a way to close out the game. I think this game, especially the last 4 minutes, is going to come in handy in conference at some point. But boy, they made you sweat for it though, didn't they?
Nope.
Up 12 with about 4 minutes, and all of a sudden you blink.
Up 14, 66-52, I think it was.
And then you blink, and then when NATO, what a great inbounds play. And then when NATO gets that 2-pointer, and then Morauskas in about 2 seconds gets a shot up and knocks it down. But and then this team, I mean, they came in with all this hype about offense, and again, just a great defensive performance. Held St. Mary's to 67 points. They were averaging 81 coming in. They shot 37%, the Gales did, so the Bronco defense showed up.
I've played this numerous times already. We'll play it again, but NATO misses the 1-and-1 here, and what'd you see on the final play here? I mean, Kip Kissinger, the number 1 ranked drafted Ken Palm's right there, and he just kind of fell down and fell right into him.
He did. He fell down, and I think watching it live, and even there a little bit too, it looked like the ball was starting to kind of come out of the hand of Dent. When the contact was made, it was up by his shoulder before any contact. And so I think Kip Kissinger probably saw that and just thought he was about to lose it. There was some contact, but, I'll go with the call. I'll go with the no call on that one, too, for the Boise State win.
No doubt. And I'm not sure, lower-rated Mountain West ref swallows the whistle there. I mean, because you kind of anticipate, and there is contact like that. Because there's a lot of contact, no doubt. But did he fall into him or did he foul him? That's the question.
I think he fell into him, and I also think that you can see the ball was up at a shoulder length of Dent. I think he was starting to lose it anyway. So I don't think there was full control of that ball when contact was made. So I like the no call. Of course, it gets Boise State a 1-point win. And when you come in against a net 17, you're not favored in the game. You win by 1. Just get a win any way that you can. That's going to help you out.
Drew Fielder, 22 points again tonight, 6 rebounds. He hit a couple threes. He was that left-handed shot is becoming a weapon for him. And we're talking about this, more and more on a nightly basis, but he just is just such a guy that plays with confidence. I mean, was it the USC game? He had 2 points or something, or one of those games in Maui?
Yeah, he was 1 of 8 and had 2 points. It just didn't look anything like the player that we're seeing right now.
He's aggressive. He's going to the hoop. He's making all kinds of shots from all over the floor. And when he gets a couple to go, he's like, give me the ball, and he kind of plays with that swagger and has that just confidence that he's playing at a level right now in terms of an all Mountain West type level, and the level that they went out and paid good money NIL in the portal to go get him.
Well, and he's showing the versatility that he has. I mean, he's dropped a couple left-hand hooks over 7-footers this year. He had a couple in this game, and then also if he's knocking down threes, and I don't need him to shoot 45%, but if he's shooting maybe 30, 33% from 3, that'll change how they have to guard him. And when they put the 7'2" and 7-foot centers in the pick and rolls with a point guard, either NATO or Andrews, and then had him pop out to the 3-point line, those big 7-footers, they couldn't get down to hedge on the guard and then have enough speed to get out to him. And he knocked down some threes in that second half, and they were huge. And what a great game in 21 minutes played, 22 points, 10 of 17, 21 minutes.
He did have that one turnover where he stepped on the end line there at the end, but great game. We talked to him. I think you guys did as well. Super impressive game from him. 11 from Javen Buchanan, 9 from Dylan Andrews, 9 from Carmichael. Dom Parolin on his birthday hit a big 3, hit all 4 of his free throws. He had 7 points. Now, they technically lost the rebounding battle by 2, 33-31. They were up by 3 at the half. They lose the rebounding battle in the second half, 19-14. But, I mean, you were closer than me courtside there. You see those 2 7-footers for St. Mary's. I mean,
Keever's huge.
There's some of them. I mean, even though they lost the rebounding, I still felt like they got some big ones and were super physical. And I think even losing by 2 against those guys is, quote unquote, doing good on the glass.
Well, and one thing that's not showing up in the stat line for, especially we'll look at Buchanan, Fielder, and Parolin especially, is how many times they had to box out and get physical with a 7'2", 280-pound player. And then they didn't get the rebound, but their guy didn't either. Someone else from Boise State got it. But every possession you were having to bang around against such a huge dude that it takes its toll on you, but they both held up.
Yeah, no, I thought the rebound, like I said, I feel like it was a win on the glass, even though they lost by 2, just because some of those boards came in key stretches there in the second half, I thought, to get some of those rebounds. Well, anything else stand out to you? I mean, as you said, you held St. Mary's to 36.8% from the field. It was a very odd game. Boise State starts with a 13-0 lead. Then St. Mary's comes back with a 12-0 run to make it 13.
It was 13-13.
They go back and forth, and then, like I said, Boise State had the big run to get the lead, and then they made the run to come back. It was kind of a game of runs, but Boise State in the second half did just enough.
They did, and this game is this. We talked about it in the pregame. This game is going to help you all season because you know that once they get to conference, they're going to rattle off a ton of wins. I mean, St. Mary's is going to have a bunch of wins when all is said and done. And they only had one other loss coming into this game, and that was to a really good Vanderbilt team. And so Boise State gets the win. And I didn't like how the game ended, right? With the 12, the 14 points in the last 4 minutes, and you only win by 1. But it is something, you're in a situation that when that happens again, you have experience to fall back on now, because it's going to happen a handful of times in the Mountain West where you're going to have to protect the lead, not turn it over, and maybe get a good possession. And you can look back on this on film. You can look back on it just internally, knowing that you've been through this before. And I think it'll help.
And the defense now at Kennepom up to number 20 in the nation, and we've talked about it. The numbers, if they're in the top 30, that's kind of ends up equating to being in the NCAA tournament, and that was in the 60s, 70s, maybe even 80s last year for them. Well, I can tell you what it was. Last year it was 70, and now they're 20th. And like you said, they've been doing it all season for the most part, but the proof is in the pudding with what they did to St. Mary's today, holding them to 36% from the field, 5 of 9. I mean, St. Mary's best offense was getting to the foul line, 20 of 24.
20 of 24. They did a good job. Probably some of the best free throw shooters we're going to see all year long. A couple guys in the high 80s and low 90s. But yeah, Boise State's defense, it's shown up against multiple different styles of offenses as well. You have the Duquesne team that wanted to shoot within 10 to 15 seconds of the shot clock and get a bunch of shots up and shoot threes and go real fast. And the Broncos held them to 20 points under their average. Then you have a St. Mary's team that just likes to slow it down, grind you out. And the Broncos held them to way double digits under their average and 37% shooting from the floor. So this defense has shown that it can be successful against really any type of offense so far.
And you look at St. Mary's, I mean, this is going to be one of those wins that keeps on giving throughout the whole season. I mean, they're going to play Gonzaga twice, and that's obviously going to be, 2 tough games. But you look at the rest of their schedule here on KenPom, they are literally projected to win every other game on their schedule except for the 2 against Gonzaga. A lot of those are not even close, too. They're projected to win by double figures. I mean, they're number 32 in KenPom right now, and the next best team they play is Santa Clara, who's 64, and then San Francisco is 94. But most of the teams in the WCC are just not great. I mean, you're going to look up in tournament time, and St. Mary's is going to be like 30-5.
Yeah, they're going to have a bunch of wins. If you are a Gonzaga or a St. Mary's and you get through non-conference with like 1 or 2 losses and that's it, and then you hit conference, you're going to rattle off 20 wins just in conference or more.
And Butler, they may end up taking some losses, but their numbers I don't think are going to be they're playing so many good teams that they all beat each other up and their numbers don't hurt. They got a huge win in double overtime against Providence yesterday, I believe it was. All the days were running together. So I think that's going to help also, but maybe in a different way.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You never really know how it's all going to shake out with how good the teams are going to be, that one maybe you lost to or one that you beat. But it's boy, what a game though. It was great to watch. It was good to come out of here with the win. I would be shocked if St. Mary's signs on for a 4th year. I mean, I'm gonna go with no on that one after the 3.
If you're Randy Bennett though, and you're hurrying back and watching that film, I mean, are you mad they didn't call a foul there?
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, if you're Randy Bennett, because from the Boise State side of it, we can look at it and go, no, he was clearly falling down. It wasn't a foul.
Well, and what I'll say is it wasn't an obvious no call. I mean, we've seen that type of play called before. Do I think it was the right call? Yeah, I do. But it was not an obvious no call with some of the contact and hitting the deck, and just lucky that a really high level official was right there and didn't make the call. But of course, if that was a foul call, I mean, we'd be sitting here talking about it, that, he was out of control. The ball was going out of his hands. But no, I think that I don't think St. Mary's will be back here.
What was that like for you and Bob there, kind of just being so close to the bench and late in the game as it's getting a little tense and coming down to the wire? I mean, what was that like from your guys' perspective courtside?
Sometimes it's hard for me to not say something I shouldn't on the air.
Well, and also hope that Coach Rice doesn't hear you because he's 2 feet away from you.
I'm talking like something that could be fined. No, I won't do it.
A cuss word or something?
Yeah, something like that. I won't do it, of course. But like sometimes you're sitting there and you're just like, come on,
say it on
man.
This show. What were
come on, man. Just catch the ball. Or it's but they got a 1-point win. They weren't favored. It was a great neutral site game. 3 years in a row. 3 points 2 years ago. 2 points last year in overtime. A 1-point game this year. So yeah, I think this might be the last time at least St. Mary's is here for this game. I think
Boise State would like to get another game here. Now, I would hope it's not on a Sunday at 4:00. It wasn't, but I will say the fans that were here, I mean, it wasn't like some crazy raucous environment, but it ended up being fine.
Yeah, it is. And I think the Sunday game hurt them, but that's just kind of what happens with scheduling. There was some high school games on Friday and Saturday before this game. So, but, the Broncos will take it. They'll take it if there was one person in the crowd or if the thing was packed out. You get a win like this, and it'll pay dividends.
So, final thing. I mean, now you're 8-3 in the non-con. Now you get the pre-Christmas road game in Reno, and that's always a tricky game. I know Boise State has had it feels like pretty good success going to Reno of late, but the pre-Christmas game, one of those games where all the guys are probably flying out of Reno back home for Christmas that night or the next day, and it's always a tricky pre-Christmas game. And now you're starting conference play, but 4-game winning streak on a roll. I mean, seems like a typical Leon Rice team that's ascending here. I mean, they're certainly going to go in with a lot of confidence, but just big picture, how do you feel about this team going into conference play?
I feel great. And I feel great because what you're relying on is defense. That makes you feel a little bit better about that it's sustainable. If they were just on a crazy hot streak shooting and scored 100 points but gave up 90 but still won 4 games in a row, I'd be a little more iffy because that shooting and scoring can just come and go. But defense is something that's so much more sustainable over a long period of time. And it looks like all the guys are buying into it. And Coach Rice had a good point. We were talking about defense and how they're buying into it, and they can see what the coaches are wanting to do, and they're seeing the fruits of their labor from working so hard. And he says, if one guy doesn't want to play defense, we got such a deep bench that I got probably 2 other guys that'll come in and do it. So
same for rebounding.
Yeah, same for rebounding. So I love where this team is right now. We talked to Drew Fielder, and he is just super confident in where they are too. And it couldn't happen at a better time going into conference.
Well, appreciate you, Abe. I am not going to Reno. My brother-in-law is getting married next Saturday, so I think Nathan's going to be doing some pregame, postgame for us remotely. So don't know if we'll need you or not, or probably won't be able to make that work. Maybe we can tape something
Sure.
ahead of time. But either way, we'll be back full go, and I don't think I should miss any games after Christmas. We got New Mexico on the 30th, I believe. The home opener in conference is New Mexico, and then on the road to San Diego State, and then Grand Canyon comes. I mean, it's going to be a very interesting league, and I know everyone's down on the league this year, but there's been a couple nice wins lately. The numbers have kind of gotten a little better over the last 2 weeks here, and it's going to be a very competitive Mountain West.
Well, and just so many questions. I mean, you have some teams that are usually in the top 5, like New Mexico and Colorado State, who you have no idea what's going on there. You have new coaches. You have pretty much complete new rosters. So you have some teams that you're used to seeing in the top 5 that there's just a lot of question marks with those two. San Diego State's going to be tough. Utah State's looking really good again. It's going to be a fun conference.
Well, there were a lot of Utah State, New Mexico, Colorado, a lot of fans from all over the league that wanted to, we're enjoying dunking on Boise State after that Hawaii Pacific game about, must suck to have your season end on the first night, all this kind of stuff. I saved plenty of those tweets. When I get home at midnight tonight or 1 a.m. and get in bed, maybe I'll go for a late night troll and kind of
I still remember one of the guys who chatted on this one. I'll keep.
What'd they say? What did he say?
I don't know. It was something about how they're not going to win a game in conference, and
I want to go. At some point, old takes exposed or whatever.
They're not. They're not going to win any non-conference games. They'll win like 3 games in conference. It's going to be the worst season of all time.
That's right.
I get it though.
I'm gonna go back and watch that postgame show.
That wasn't a great game against Hawaii Pacific.
And probably even the most optimistic Boise State fan, or yourself or whoever, if you had told you that night you're going to go 8-3, you're going to beat Butler and St. Mary's, like you probably would have said,
Let's do it.
Also you might not have believed it. I mean,
yeah, that might have been it too.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that first game, and I'll get you out of here, but I do think that was like anyone that actually watched the game could see, like they just laid an egg. It wasn't like they're just going to be awful all season.
Completely different team there to what they are now. I mean, just
they're guarding
the body language, they're guarding, the way they're running their offense. A completely different team.
Well, Abe, safe travels back. I'll be a little bit behind you, so let me know if there's any cops checking radar guns or anything on the side of the road. But Abe, appreciate it, and we'll see you soon, man.
Sounds good.
Abe Jackson, appreciate him for joining us. He was on the call with Bob Beeler over on 670 KBOI, and we appreciate him, as always, for joining us on the post-game shows, pre-game shows here on Bronco Nation News. Hey, Sun Cruiser, they're our new studio sponsor. Take a picture of yourself having a Sun Cruiser and post it to social media and tag us, and we will give away a prize pack to one lucky person early in January. If you've never had a Sun Cruiser, I highly, highly recommend them. They have the lemonade tea vodkas. They are tremendous. They also have just the straight lemonade vodkas. Strawberry lemonade's my favorite flavor. Go check out Sun Cruiser. It's our new studio sponsor, and let's help them see a quick return on their investment and show them that Bronco Nation News, when you invest with them, you're going to get everybody on board. And let's go buy some Sun Cruisers, and I can promise you you're going to enjoy it. Hey, Roepaint.com, ROEpaint.com, our title sponsor. Appreciate Andy Rowe 20% off that winter painting project right now at roepaint.com. You can reach out to them at roepaint.com. 20% off that winter painting project. I'm looking at an ICCU logo right now in the Mountain America Center. It's kind of odd to see that, but ICCU, we appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News. Idaho Central Credit Union, they got 7 NIL deals with student athletes. They're back on board as an official sponsor with Learfield and Boise State, and we appreciate Idaho Central Credit Union. Make the switch today, ICCU.com. They're back for another year with Bronco Nation News, and we appreciate their support. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. Taco Bell, perfect time to get some Taco Bell. I may get some Taco Bell about Twin Falls or something on the way home tonight. TacoBellWorks.com. You get more information on the Nicolason family and the SON Management Group. And remember, every home game when the Broncos score 83 or more, take your ticket stub the next day to a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location for a free taco. When the Broncos score 83, you get a free taco at Taco Bell, a Treasure Valley Taco Bell location. Don't forget tomorrow, 49-cent fountain drinks. They are honoring this in honor of Latrell Caples. 49-cent fountain drinks tomorrow. He didn't score, but they're doing it anyway for his career and 6 years in the Bronco uniform. 49-cent fountain drink with Let's Go Rewards app tomorrow. So go to Jackson's, get a 49-cent fountain drink tomorrow, any size, and tell them you heard about it on BNN. Make sure you use your Let's Go Rewards app. Hey, Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game. We'll keep the show going here, folks, but this is a free show on YouTube, live interviews with Coach Rice, with players, with Abe Jackson. So bear with us while we thank our sponsors that allow this kind of coverage here on Bronco Nation News. And that includes Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game, the SpaTeam.com, locations across the Treasure Valley, Twin Falls, Boise, Meridian, Nampa. They've been around since 1978, whether it's a sauna, a spa, pool table, they got you covered. Snake River Pool and Spa Patio and Game. Hey, the football season has ended, but the basketball season is now in full gear. If you want those jerseys, caps, bumper stickers, they got customizable jerseys, all kinds of stuff there at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame location, the Boise Town Square Mall location as well. You can order anywhere in the world at the blueandorangestore.com. The best selection, the best prices. Now the new in-venue provider of Boise State gear, the Blue and Orange Store online. Again, the blueandorangestore.com. Hey, Lithia, Ford of Boise. We got some big news to tell you about Lithia, Ford of Boise and BNN coming in the near future here. Love Jim Sturk and appreciate him. Never a better time to buy a new or pre-owned vehicle. They're trying to get rid of some of these 2025s, folks, to make room for 2026 models. That includes the F-150, the Escape, the Explorer, the Mach-E, Lightning, Transit Van, 0% APR for 60 months and 0 down. And that's with Lithia, Ford of Boise. We appreciate them. So get on out to Lithia, Ford of Boise online, lithiafordboise.com. You can view that full inventory, and we appreciate them. We're going to pick our Matt Bauscher Player of the Game, and we're going to give our Matt Bauscher Player of the Game to We'll wait 1 second to do that. Get in your guesses, your thoughts. Who do you want to get the Matt Bauscher Player of the Game after this one? You got a couple candidates, but I think it's fairly obvious. Matt Bauscher, BauscherRealEstate.com, number 1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. We bought and sold our home using Matt and his team. Tremendous customer service every step of the way, and we appreciate Matt and Matt Bauscher at Bauscher Real Estate. Our Player of the Game, we're going to give it to Drew Fielder. 22 points, 6 rebounds in just 21 minutes. He goes 10 of 17 from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point range, and again, had 2 turnovers, but a great game. Took 17 shots. The next guy on the team only took 7. He was feeling it tonight, and that's like the 4th or 5th time where he's just kind of been in beast mode and taken over. Really excited to see Drew Fielder's kind of progression from the beginning of the season to now and what he could do in conference play. I think he's got an all Mountain West type season going. Drew Fielder, 22 points, 10 of 17 from the field, 2 of 6 from three-point range. He is our Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate Player of the Game. A couple more quick sponsors. I want to thank Ridley's Family Markets. ShopRidleys.com. Download that Skip app. Get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. Ridley's Family Markets. Love that Kuna location. 13 locations in the state of Idaho and the surrounding states. And we appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News. ShopRidleys.com. Hey, Transportation Compliance Service. I know Jeff Miner was watching the game tonight. You want to get in the trucking industry, they can help you out every step of the way. Transportation Compliance Service, complete trucking management. TransComService.com, local company in the Treasure Valley, helping out folks all over the world. Transportation Compliance Service online at TransComService.com. And we want some voicemails. Football, what's your lasting take on the football season? What do you want to see moving forward? And where are you with this basketball team? Get your voicemails in. We'll play some this week on the show. Speakpipe.com/BNN. You can leave us a voicemail. It's brought to you by Signature Roofing. Online at mysignatureroofing.com, whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection. Online, mysignatureroofing.com. And again, get your voicemails in, speakpipe.com/BNN, and you can get your voicemail in, and we'll play it on an upcoming BNN broadcast. Again, the final score here will show you the last play of the game. Once again, if you came in late, Boise State clinging to a 1-point lead. They led by 14 in this game, 66-52 with 4:24 to go on a 3 by Dylan Andrews, but 5 turnovers, a crazy run from St. Mary's, and it's a 1-point lead for Boise State. NATO misses the front end of a 1-and-1. It's kind of a free-for-all here at the end. There's contact, but no foul, says Kip Kissinger, and Boise State hangs on. St. Mary's certainly wanted a foul call there. I thought he was kind of falling down before the contact. Some refs still would have called that, but you see R.J. Keene, hands over his head, taking a deep breath, and Boise State hangs on. Again, no foul. Kip Kissinger, the number 1 ranked ref right there at KenPom, lets it go. And I really do think he was falling down if you take a look at it before the contact. There certainly was contact. Is that a play that's called, early in the game? Probably yes. I mean, Dylan Andrews kind of the chest, there is some contact there. I don't know. What do you guys think? If that happens with 8 minutes to go in the first half, is that called? Is this called if there's, 9 minutes to go in the game and not, 1 second? They probably called that earlier in the game. But with that said, I don't know if that's necessarily a foul, to be honest. But they don't call it. Boise State hangs on, and the Broncos get a big-time win to improve to 8-3. And as I mentioned earlier, Boise State's KenPom sits now at 45 on the season. Somebody asked in the chat, why did it not really change during the game? You were supposed to lose by 1. You win by 1. That doesn't really do much for your KenPom. If they had won by 14 like they were with 4 minutes to go, that would have made a big difference. Honestly, when the net ranking updates tomorrow, probably won't be a huge difference just because you won by 1, and the projection said you should have lost by 1. So this one helps you more in the quad system. It's a quad 1 win, and that's kind of where you get more benefit on this one is adding a quality win to the resume, but not one that necessarily moves the needle a ton on the metrics. Just because, as I said, you were projected to only lose by 1, you win by 1. That's not going to just make a big time difference in some of the metrics there. But St. Mary's, as I said, you're going to look up and they're going to be 30-5, or they're going to be 27-4, whatever, however many games they play going into the tournament. I mean, they're going to be a pretty high seed. That's going to be a win, guys. I mean, you want Butler to keep winning. You obviously want St. Mary's to keep winning, but I think they're going to. Those 2 big guys on the interior and some of the guys they've got the kid from Hawaii High School, the guard. I mean, they got a nice team. And just because the WCC is so bad, I think St. Mary's is you're going to look up and they're going to be a 4 or 5 seed in the NCAA tournament because they're going to be 30-4. That's just what's going to be. So that is a win that, sure, would you have liked to have not, nearly blown the lead and won by 8 or 9? Yes, you would have loved that. But in the end, that's a win that the NCAA tournament committee is going to go, yeah, they lost to Hawaii Pacific, but they also beat St. Mary's and they beat Butler. And I mean, Utah Valley is 82nd at KenPom. Wichita State's 97th. I mean, they got 4 top 100 KenPom wins right now. And I know the net is even better. The teams are ranked even higher in the net. So from a metric standpoint, you did pretty much all that you could have done to help yourself in the non-conference play. And I mean, you really have to just be ecstatic if you're Leon Rice, if you're these players. And I mean, take out the Hawaii Pacific game. Yeah, that game sucked. It was horrible. It was awful. It still obviously is going to be something that might hurt them, but I think you're at the point now where you're getting to the point where you're going to be able to just say, yeah, they laid an egg, but they also beat St. Mary's and Butler. Like, they're a damn good team. Like, and we'll see what they do in conference play. Obviously, it's going to take a strong conference season, but I think that Boise State has put itself back in position to be in position when it comes time for the tournament, and they're rolling 4 wins in a row, 8-3 on the season, and just an incredible turnaround when you think about the postgame show from that Hawaii Pacific game. And I would love to go back and watch that at some point and see some of the comments and things on that show and folks that were giving up and especially fans of other teams. Oh, I remember some vividly. Must be nice to see your season end on night one. Well, I wonder what they're thinking right now, because Boise State has maybe 2 of the 3 best wins in the whole conference. Non-con, I think New Mexico's win at VCU is better than Butler, but this is the best win in the Mountain West over the number 17 net team. So we'll see what Jeff Grammer tweets out. He's been tracking a lot of that, but big time win, huge win. And I'm one of the only people left in the arena here, so it's probably about time to get out of here. We got 30 seconds until this live stream hits an hour, and 1 hour live post-game show here. Leon Rice live, Drew Fielder live. If you joined us late, you can go back to the beginning of the show. Drew Fielder joined us. Leon Rice joined us live, and Abe Jackson joined us as well. The only local media outlet, folks, other than Bob and Abe and KTIK, obviously, that made the trip here from Idaho Falls. I think a couple fans made the trip, I think, and did both. And I saw Jeremiah Dickey and Cody Gogler here and Chris Kutz. So there was probably, 15 people in this arena that went to the football game last night. But BNN, the only media outlet aside from Bob and Abe that made the trip over here. 3 hours of sleep, got up at 4:40 in the morning, flew from LAX to Salt Lake City, rented a car, drove 3 hours to be here, got here just in time to get the pregame show going. So when you're deciding, and again, I don't say that to brag or so you'll say thanks, thanks for the coverage. I appreciate all the great comments in the chat. I really do. That's not why I'm bringing it up. It's just when I'm asking for your dollars for a subscription, as are other media outlets in town, hopefully you'll just remember and keep in mind which one goes to the road basketball games, which one made the effort to be here, and which ones, covered the game from their couch. And this was an expensive trip, to say the least, to get all the way to LA for the game and then find a way to get here and rent a car. And it wasn't, wasn't the easiest or cheapest trip here. So again, not saying it to ask for your thanks or anything like that, but just when you decide what to do with your $5 a month for your subscriptions, hopefully you'll invest those dollars in Bronco Nation News and help us continue to grow and continue to, push forward with what we have planned at Bronco Nation News. I don't think we're going to be in Reno next Saturday. As I said, my brother-in-law is getting married next Saturday, so I don't think BNN will be in Reno, but that'll be the last game of the season that we won't be at. Bronco Nation News will be at every basketball game the rest of the season after the Reno game next Saturday, which, again, family wedding, nothing I can do about it. I think Nathan's still going to do pre- and post-game from Boise, and we'll have full coverage. But BNN will be at every game the rest of the season, so we got a 50% off deal right now. If you want to subscribe to BNN, $5 a month, $60 one-time fee, full year subscription, transfer portal tracker on the football side, recruiting with Chris, Nathan's analysis, Prater's columns, my work. I mean, you're not going to get coverage, like I said, anywhere else from this. And BNN being here at the game today, we're trying to invest your subscription dollars back in the product and be able to make road trips and give you shows and things like this. So if you like what you see, hopefully you'll subscribe. Someone's asking for the link. Just go to bronconationnews.com. bronconationnews.com. Please go there, click the Join VIP button in the upper right-hand corner, and you can do the monthly version. I think it's like $12 a month, or you just pay $60 for the yearly one-time rate, which is 50% off, comes out to $5 a month. We'd love to have you subscribe. A lot of subscriber-only content, and we got a really cool show we're going to announce tomorrow. We got some cool stuff coming later in the week. We got a lot of, like I said, I'm not just pocketing all this money. We're investing it back in the product. You're going to hear about a new show for Mountain West basketball fans tomorrow. And a lot of cool things coming down the pipeline for Bronco Nation News. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much again for following us last night at the LA Bowl, for following us here on this post-game show on a Sunday night. And it's 7:07. I still have a story to write, and then I got a 4-hour drive home. So I'm ready to see my wife and kids. Unfortunately, that will be tomorrow when they wake up. But long day, and excited to get home, but excited to cover this basketball team in conference play, because super impressive win. Super impressive non-conference. Yes, the Hawaii Pacific game sucked, but honestly, maybe they needed that. Maybe they needed that to kind of have that early wake-up call and get some things figured out. And this team is fun to watch. I know the live stream today, some of you complained maybe wasn't the highest of quality. Boise State did the best they could with what they were given with. It's really the TV networks that didn't pick this game up that should be the ones that should be blamed for that. I can't believe somebody wouldn't want to air this, but I do get it. NFL Sunday, you don't want to compete with it for the viewers and things. And but tough. The live stream I know was tough, but it was a great game. And if you're a Boise State basketball fan, I think you're looking at the schedule going, when can we go see a game? When's the next game? Like, you should be super fired up, super exciting. And I think that, that's something that is going to be really fun to watch this team moving forward. They've already grown a ton in the last month. I think they're going to continue to grow. I think this team is really good. They're really fun to watch, and they got great personalities like Keen and some of these guys, great dudes. And I think you guys, if you're not already bought in, hopefully today's win gets a lot of Bronco Nation bought back into this team, because Leon Rice has taken a lot of crap from a lot of people over the years about never winning the big game, never winning a postseason tournament game. And who knows what will happen the next couple of months. But this team looks like a team that certainly is going to be fun to watch moving forward here. And you see what Leon's done in the transfer portal, bringing in some of the impact guys that he's had. And they just continue to move this program one step closer. And at some point, they're going to break through. And this certainly looks like a team capable of doing that. Time will tell if that's going to be the case. But 68-67, the Broncos take down St. Mary's here in Idaho Falls, the Mountain America Center in Idaho Falls. Boise State wins it. They're 8-3 in the non-conference. We're going to get a story written, get back to Boise, and we'll be with you with Brad Bedell 9 a.m. tomorrow. So we'll see you guys in less than 14 hours back from Boise to complete our whirlwind trip here to LA and now here to Idaho Falls. So, hey, Tom Moser, who again, maybe hearing more about him and BNN here in the future, but Tom was on Twitter and said, which one would you rather have? And we put it in our chat. Which one would you rather have if you had to pick one, the football game or the basketball game? And I said, hey, I know a lot of fans are going to say football, which they did, but from a what means more, what's a bigger deal for the actual season? I know the 10th win would have been nice. Beating the Power Four would have been nice, whatever, but it was a meaningless bowl game at the end of the season. I said the basketball game 100% meant more, even though 80% of you picked football. I thought basketball was the easy answer, and now that you've got the win, you're glad you have it here moving forward for sure. That you at least got one this weekend for sure. So great win for Boise State. They're 8-3 in the non-con, and now they have a week to get ready for conference play. They'll be in Reno on Saturday night. But thanks again to Pinnacle Windows and Doors. Pinnacle Windows and Doors, high quality windows and doors. You can check them out online at pinnaclewindowsidaho.com. It's whether it's cracked glass, damaged frames, or a window that just doesn't work, Pinnacle Windows and Doors specializes in fast professional window replacement done right. And you can check them out online, pinnaclewindowsidaho.com. They helped find me a rental car deal on the trip here to pick it up in Salt Lake and bring it back to Boise. So we appreciate Jake Forsyth and the crew there at Pinnacle Windows and Door for helping me with a cheap rental car and helping cut the cost down a little bit, at least on this trip. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And yes, I'll be safe on the road. Don't worry if I'm too tired and falling asleep. I'll pull over and stay for the night in Twin Falls or whatever else. But we're doing good. Excited to get back to Boise, and we're going to do that here hopefully tonight. But yeah, well, if it ain't happening, it ain't going to happen. I'm not that desperate to get home that I'm going to do something dumb. So appreciate you guys for your concerns there. But I don't know. Keep that. That might be a good idea. Who knows? Keep that in mind there. Keep that idea in mind. Maybe we'll tell you tomorrow something about that. Who knows? That's a good idea there. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com, and have a Sun Cruiser for me tonight. Enjoy it. Big win. Celebrate it, enjoy it. You should be extremely happy and proud and excited and fired up, frankly, about this basketball team moving forward here. Big time win over St. Mary's, 68-67. They finish the non-conference season 8-3. They're getting ready for conference play against Nevada, and we'll have full coverage, of course, at Bronco Nation News and BroncoNationNews.com. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night. We'll see you at 9 a.m. tomorrow back in Boise. Again, check out our coverage at BroncoNationNews.com. From the Sun Cruiser Studios, my name's BJ Rains. Go subscribe. Go check out the website. Go check out our YouTube channel. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Signing off from the Mountain America Center here in Idaho Falls, Idaho, after Boise State's 68-67 win. My name's BJ Rains, and we'll talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Thanks a lot, and check out Bronco Nation News and BroncoNationNews.com. Jackson's 49-cent fountain drink tomorrow night. Let's go, or tomorrow, all day. Let's Go Rewards app. Honor Latrell Caples. Go get that 49-cent fountain drink. We appreciate Jackson's our post-game sponsor. We'll talk to you guys later. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com, signing off from Idaho Falls, Idaho.